What up, y'all? Welcome back to the Imperfect Action Show. As you already know, it is episode 36. That means at the end of the week, we're going to be at episode 40, yo. And I'm super excited. Hold on one second. I sent to both emails. I'm talking to my guest right now. So look, he's about to jump on. Let me see. Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. What's up? What's up, bro?
What up?
So most of us, most people when they see us get together, they're like, "Yo, is this a TMT? Is this a TMT? Is this a TMT?" Actually, it's not a TMT. This is obviously the Imperfect Action Show. On this show, what do? Right? We teach strategy, lessons, principles around marketing and business. And I had to bring my brother on the show because he's doing something very, very phenomenal that a lot of people would like to inspire to do. And he was able to do it by taking imperfect action. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So on today's episode 36, April 11th, we're actually going to be talking about, how to create a live annual networking event. A lot of you guys have done online webinars. A lot of you guys have done panels. And what's the next level? The next level is putting on your own event, hosting your own event, but even doing it big like Gary Vee, doing it big like Grant Cardone, doing it big like Ed Milet, doing it big like some of these people that we know out there that have big time events for us to come in. And also shout out to Albert, because Albert has driven. I've been to a couple times. And again, that's an event that's on level, that's on scale. So, Levi, welcome to the MF episode. You know what I'm saying? The mother episode. Happy to have you here, man. Good morning to you. And why don't you tell the people a little bit about yourself? And I'm going to send the community a live text to let them know that we're up and running. All right?
Bad. What's going on, y'all? What's popping? My name is Levi Lawrence III. I'm the founder and owner of Alluvione. Alluvione is a networking organization that builds and supports ambitious individuals of all ages. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about our annual networking mixer that we have annually. Every year since 2019, we've had a networking mixer. Even during the pandemic, when everything was shut down, we had a virtual mixer that people came to. It's meant. I'll wait before I go into that.
Oh, go ahead, bro.
You sure?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I know. You got your schedules and your outlines and stuff. I'm trying to mess you up. So Alluvione is meant, personally for me, it's meant to connect me with great people. That's the whole reason that I wanted to have Alluvione personally, is because I see one of my gifts is to see the greatness in others. I see the great gifts, I see their potential, I see their abilities, and I want to be connected to people like that. You want to be connected to people with great minds if you have a great mind, because it expands into greater things. So selfishly, that was my original mission. From there, my selflessness was to make sure that people were building their circles and having a support system, their circle and people outside of their circle, to help them grow their businesses, expand their minds, recondition their minds even, and to do greater things. So that in turn is how we came to be Alluvione, which has transitioned throughout the years.
So my question to you is, I think it's great for you to want to, you say you see the greatness in others, but then at the same time, position yourself so you can build your network. But what about doing a live event, made you want to kind of why do that? Because a lot of people might be like, you know what? I'm gonna do a podcast. So you know what? I'm just gonna intentionally meet people. You know what? I'm gonna go to networking events. You know what? I'm gonna create my own event. Why create an event on scale and ask people to fly into a city so they can have these type of connections? Like, what was it about that attracted you to creating something like this?
So originally the first event happened because Dr. Dapper was moving to Los Angeles. He was moving to Los Angeles from Arkansas, and at that time he primarily had LFLS shoes. And we had the conversation. It was like, hey, we need to bring as much attention to LFLS as possible. That way, they already know, but they really need to know who LFLS is, and that you come into LA. So it was like, let's make an event, let's do something about it, let's bring more people in. So it became bigger than just LFLS being there. That was the presenting company, but it was other companies that were a part of it, and it just became this mass thing to where we were just shining a light on Black-owned businesses, entrepreneurs, period. And from there, that situation brought me back to 2013, to where I actually had the thought to want to create my own organization, my own community of like-minded people. So right then and there, I'm like, this is it. This is what I've been wanting to do since 2013. This is what I want right here. So right then and there, I was like, hey, I'm like, I don't know if y'all want to do this. If y'all don't want to be a part of it, that's cool. I'm gonna do it myself. But I like this should be a thing. Like, these people, like, we should be connected, not just for one time, but we should be connected. So from there stemmed Alluvione, and then how it came from there. In regards to doing the live events, it's nothing like having that personal energy. Even if you're an introvert, it's nothing like meeting people face to face and being like, hey, you're exactly who you are on Instagram, or you're exactly who you are on whatever platform, on YouTube. Like, you're not just that you're a real person, but you really are cool. That synergy that we got through social media is real. Like, I really rock with your initiative, what you got going on. We can really collaborate. We can really build something together. So it's bigger than just social media now. It's personal. It might be bigger than business. It's personal. We family now. So from there, you grow and you create those real relationships with people that are living in different states that you would have never met. So these are people that are like, I'm willing to fly from a different country, from a different state, to meet new people, to grow my network, because wealth is built on the back of relationships. To do that, and then to take that to wherever they want to go. People take their jobs or their jobs and turn them into businesses, or they're taking their businesses from 4 figures to 6 figures, and so on and so forth, all because they were willing to take that imperfect action of going to another state or another continent to meet like-minded individuals, or people that may even think bigger than they do, that help them expand their mindset.
So I think it was interesting how you said, shout out to Dapper, but you were saying how, he's moving to a new city. So part of the strategy to help promote his luxury shoe line at the time was to create as much excitement and create an event around it. You know what I mean? And then as the thought have went to doing that, you had a thought that triggered back to an idea that you had several years prior. It was like, boom. This is one of those 2 birds, 1 stone situations. You know what I'm saying? Or 3 birds, 2 stones situations, or whatever the case may be. You know what? We can do the main thing, but then this could turn into something else, which obviously, like you said, when you have an event like this, especially when it's live, there's nothing like the type of connection that can happen. 4 figures to 6 figures, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's in a month, in a day, in a year, business partner relationships develop. You know what I'm saying? Your businesses get the opportunity to get promoted in live, in person. You know what I'm saying? They're able to put the physical connection with the digital connection, right? And you're just so exposed to so many other people. You know what I mean? So this is a question I have. And community, make sure you drop a question below. I see some questions coming in, so we're going to touch on those in a second. But I want to know, what are the moving parts to putting on an event like this. So let's kind of like remove the veil real quick. What are some of the things that people have to know when it comes to putting on an event at scale?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm still learning my damn self. Uh, I'm what you would call an overseeing type of leader, right? So when I say like I see the greatness in other people, I see like I'm like, okay, I know that I'm not good at this, but this person is. I know that I'm not great at this, but this person is. Like there are people like yourself that are much better at a certain thing than I am, and I'm like, all right, teach me or help me, and I'll learn from you. We can grow through this, paying each other or whatever to make this greater. So in regards to having a large scale event, from what I've experienced so far, you got to find first things first. You got to find a venue, right? And those venues, depending on the type of style that you're looking for, you want to do high end, you want to do mid or low end, you mansion, rooftop, so on and so forth. There are different levels to that. You got to make sure you have the money for that, right? And if you don't have the money, you better either find it through sponsors or ticket sales or something, right? Maybe you have somebody that's backing you, like a nonprofit. From there, you make sure you have the company that's gonna, if they don't already provide chairs and tables and all that other good stuff that some of these venues are providing. You need to find a company that provides that. That's something I learned on this last one. I found one. We was running out of time. I was like, we're just gonna use this one. It was the shell. It was just a nice space, and nothing was there. Nothing. So we had to find chairs. We had to do the red carpet. We had to do the lighting. We had to find the backdrops for the step and repeat. We had to do, find everything. Outsource, have our DJs, have our photographers, videographers. We had some magazine sponsors, podcast sponsors, different companies. We had what do you call them? Mixologist sponsors, PYT. We had all kinds of different people that we squashed together to make this thing happen. We have people come from different states to back Alluvione as Alluvione affiliates to push our programs. It's so many moving parts, so many moving pieces to make sure that this works. And you gotta have money to cover all that. Everything has to have a price, whether they're paying in or you're paying in. Everything's got to have a price because everybody's either got to be paid prior to, at least half up front, and then half that day, or they need to make sure that they've paid for their portion so that you can pay for your portion. So you got to have your dates for sponsors and stuff like that. It's a whole bunch of stuff, man. It's and shout out to Stizzo because she's making my life a lot easier with helping. She on this last one and on this one. She's killing it. So I can't thank her enough.
So, quick question. I see a question coming in for Janet. Excuse me. Question coming in from Janet. What struggles have you faced and overcame that allowed you to get here, specifically with Alluvione? So let's think about from our first event to where you are now. What are some of the struggles you overcame to keep it going, but then obviously put you in a poised position to be able to launch this next one?
I think the main struggle was money, finding funds, and making sure those funds were coming in the right way. For our first event, it was split between a few of us. Some didn't have as much money as others, so a couple of us covered them. And of course, you have to, you got life too. So you got your bills to pay. You got other things you have to do. This time it was coming out of our pockets. So we were the sponsors. So what I learned from that first one was like, all right, we got to find another place to get this money because ain't no way in the world I'm going to be coming out of pocket for everything, and I know everybody else felt the same way. So the next time around, 2021, after, of course, our virtual, it was more on reaching out. Hey, would you like to sponsor? Would you like to have your company's logo on the backdrop of the red carpet? Hey, would you like to have your products here? Would you like to speak? So on and so forth. So we had our sponsorship deck ranging from 500 to 10,000 on, the power level of what you wanted to be a partner within Alluvione. That took a lot of weight off of the shoulders of getting things handled. So money was probably the primary thing. Then it was time. So you have to your time management has to be on point. Me personally, I'm still working on that because I'm like, let's get it done now. Let's sell these tickets right now. And it's like the tickets ain't gonna sell until I know that, I know that the majority of the tickets aren't gonna sell until they get closer because most people are like, well, let me see if I really want to go type of thing. But you got your ticket sales, you got your sponsors and all this other stuff that you're trying to get done early. That way you can focus on the quality of the mixer. How dope you want it to be. Do you want to have a beach thing? Do you want to have an after party? Do you want to take people out to dinner? Like, what do you want to do on top of the mixer? You already know the mixer is going to be great because it's been great. But now you just want to add little extra trinkets on top so people can fall in love with it so they can bring their ass back the next year. So those are the struggles. Money, time, those are I feel like personally are the biggest struggles. Is money and time.
100%. So identify that money and time are the biggest struggles. I think another struggle could be, you can correct me if I'm wrong, doing it again. Because sometimes you could do it the first time, but being able to do it again and do it again. And this would be what? This your third annual or the fourth?
This will be the fourth. This will be the fourth annual. And I mean, doing it again is not necessarily the struggle part, because it actually gets easier. The first time, nobody knows who you are. The second time, you got a little buzz. Third time, you got some photos, some videos. You got to make sure you got photographers on deck. You got to make sure you got a dope videographer on deck. Shout out to Jay Killam. You got to have all that so that you can show people, hey, this is what we got. This is what's shaking. And then from there, it's like, hey, don't forget. This is how much good of a time you had. Remember this? Yeah, come back. And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember I was on the red carpet. It was huge. I loved it. Blah blah blah. Let's go back. And then from there, doing it again is not the hard part. If anything, it's about matching and exceeding. So like, okay, this last time it was dope. What can we do to make it better? Because you can't go down. You know what I'm saying? You can't like, okay, that one was great, but the next one was it's got to be, all right, this one was cool, this one was better, and this one's even better. So it's like, how can I beat myself? How can I, because that's what you're competing with. You're competing with yourself. So it's like, all right, how can I best myself on this? What can we do better? Last time we didn't have panels. This time we have panelists. Last time we only had one magazine company that was doing interviews. This time we'll have two, and then we're gonna have. Then we have one podcast company doing interviews. Now we're gonna have more. More. How much can we jam pack? We had the beach situation last time, right? But now we're gonna have an even better beach situation, right? We didn't have an after party before. Now we're looking to have an after party. Like, what can we add to this mixer, to this experience? How long can we make it to where people are really falling in love with what we have to offer? Which is not only a great experience, but a chance to meet with great people and have this moment in their year, in this 365 days that they will never forget, and they'll want to come back and do it again.
So it makes me think about this, right? If you had to do it all over again, and today was the first day that you were putting things together for you to create the next annual event, which would be the first event, what are some of the things that you know now that you didn't know that you would definitely do that you didn't do when you did the first one?
I would start reaching out to sponsors now. And if we're talking about today, that means that the mixer would be today next year.
Yeah.
A year, like damn near a day after the mixer, the last one. Now we hitting up mixers. I mean, we hitting up sponsors. We hitting up everything. We're scaling out everything as soon as possible. Everything that we can get done early, we need to. Don't wait. Don't hold off. If you can get it done early, great. The best thing, the great thing about this pandemic starting to like really be in the past is it's becoming easier to get shit done earlier. So getting everything situated earlier leaves more time to figure out everything else and less stress. Because all you're doing it when you wait, you're just compacting. You're like, damn, I still need to find more sponsors, so on and so forth. So I know people that have spoken to me in the past and been like, man, like, I can't find anything right now. Like, that's because it's pandemic time. right? We're still coming out of that shit. People are still coming out of the pandemic time. People get in trouble for their PPP loans and shit like that. Motherfuckers is going to jail, right? Or having an answer to the courts. So, there's some people, I can't do it right now because of this. So now it's starting to open up and people are like, okay, like I'm available now. I'm able to now. And people are able to travel more now. So it's for people that are looking to start something now. If you're thinking about doing your own live event today, 300 within these next 365 days is you need to start planning out, getting out, making calls, making emails, making connections, building those relationships, finding your venue, knocking down sponsors, getting people signed up for contracts, finding your a videographer, and then finding a substitute just in case that one falls through for some reason, maybe get sick or something. Same thing with your photographers, so on and so forth. As early as you can get it done, get it done. Lock it in. Make sure you got your list. Make sure you have a great team around you. If you have a reliable event manager that they're skilled and they're really in love with that, that's not pay one, right? Somebody that they're connected with that city, that's connected with wherever you want to do it. They got the hookups. They can get you better deals, so on and so forth. And they really love what they want to do, and they really have a great business sense and great mind and a great hustle. That's who you need to be working with. It takes a lot of weight off of your shoulder, and it allows you to focus on what may be more important to you, finding more sponsors or making more connections.
So, what questions do you guys have for Levi? Because this is the man behind Alluvione. Obviously, he has an amazing team and partners and things like that, and he built something over the course of a couple of years. But if you're thinking about taking your virtual event live, or if you're thinking about creating a live event, or if you're thinking about maybe just putting a get together, you know what I'm saying, with some speakers, a panelist, or just have some speakers come through. What questions do you have for Levi? Drop them in the chat. Let's get to it. We got about 7 more minutes of his time today on the show. So you talked about competing with yourself when it comes to making these events, right? So making this next one better than the last one better than the one before. Um, what are some of the things that they can expect at this next event that weren't available last event? I know you mentioned having a panel. I know you mentioned having different magazines, podcasts, and stuff like that. But is there anything else that you are going to bring to this next event on June 24th that they couldn't experience at the last event?
Mm-hmm. So what we've done at every mixer at the end is a little review thing, and be like, hey, like, what did you want more of? Like all that good stuff. So what was always said is, we wish we had more time. We want more time to network. We wish we had more time. So we've extended it. So we've made it longer. From now, it's from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. Then of course we have an actual after party that's happening, which is what we didn't have before. After it was over. And then, maybe a few people met at the bar or something, but we actually have an intentional after meetup, which is going to be huge. Just to really, go from being able to network and be like, man, I wish I had more time, to actually having an additional more time on top of that. We'll have a lot of people will have more chances to be interviewed. I know a lot of people were missed out on talking about their business to different podcasts and to different magazine companies and stuff like that. You'll have more chances to be interviewed, which is great for your publicity. We're gonna do some icebreakers. We're about to have some real fun on this one. Do some games. We'll talk about that, on the other side. But we're having an icebreaker right after the panel's over, right after everybody's speaking. Have some fun. Really get everybody loosen up. Get my introverts. Get them moving around, because I know y'all like to be sitting there with your drink, and then once y'all find each other, like, y'all like to sit together and don't even, I never even met, but now all the introverts is in the room. Yep. Instead of talking to everybody, So we're gonna make sure that y'all, get out there because we want y'all to be intentional about this. We talked about doing swag bags. We're looking into that, especially for our Louis on the Experience ticket holders. We have our Louis on the Experience dinner that's happening the day before. We've never did that before, so this is a chance for people that really want to sit down with the Louis on the official members. They want to sit down with the panelists. They want to sit down with our platinum and presenting sponsors, to sit down and talk. These are people that are platinum and presenting. That's $7,500 sponsors, our 10,000 plus sponsors that have spent that money to be partnered with Alluvione. You have our members like Brendan Boyd, like Stizzo Speaks. You know what I'm saying? That will be there that you could talk to. These are people that I pull from all the time when it comes to Alluvione, when it comes to my personal stuff that I want to work on with my other businesses, stuff like that. And that is what a lot of people are interested in as well. We sold out of our early bird Alluvione Experience tickets, and now we've opened them to the regular price. So if you're looking to sit down and eat and vibe and like get the connection from millionaires and future millionaires and multimillionaires that know each other, and we're already talking amongst bigger business moves, that's the time. That's the time. Me personally, I'll come out of pocket for the Louis Vuitton Experience ticket just to sit there, because it's not like you just sitting across. You're sitting in the mix. You're introducing yourself. What's your Instagram? What's your cell number? You know what I'm saying? How can I help you? And that's how you get into the door. All right, I'm gonna tell you that right now. That's how you get into the door with anybody of value, anybody that has already made it to where you want to get to. You ask them, how can I help you further your thing? Because I'm working on getting my stuff. This is what I do. This is what I can provide. Are you looking for anybody like that within your circle or even your outer circle on top of that? I would love to provide that service, maybe at a discounted price, maybe for free, whatever's going to get you in that door, because that allows you to start walking into within their line, within their circle. It opens up a whole bunch of doors, can make you a whole lot of money on the back end.
So I got a quick comment, and then there's a question. So one of the things I thought about, especially for the introverts, but that could also be kind of playful. What if people come in and once they register and then they get their badge or whatever, they about to enter into Alluvione, right? Mm-hmm. What if everyone gets like a little card, and the card has like 10 slots, right? And then each slot represents you meeting somebody. So then the goal of the event would be for you to fill out all your slots. Check, check, check. And then the slots would be like the person's Instagram, maybe their name, and then a checkpoint. Maybe Instagram name and like what category they're in.
That's why. I'm pointing this way. That's why this is my guy. All right. That's why.
So then that way everyone comes in, they get the little card, and then your goal by the end of the event would be obviously taking all the majestical level, high level talk information from the panelists, but then fill up your card. So then you leave, and everyone meets at least 10 people.
I like that.
Right? So when it's like an hour left, and you got like 4 more slots that ain't filled out.
Hey, come here.
I gotta meet 4 people real quick. So then when you go back home and you're unpacking, you're like, oh, I met Levi, I met James, I met John, I met Harriet. Oh, Michael's doing this. Oh, Cynthia's doing this. You know what I'm saying? And then if you're someone savvy like me, you're gonna have to go get you a couple cards. You know what I'm saying? Because 10 ain't enough. You have to meet 20, 30 people.
10 ain't 10. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. So that, I think that would be a dope way to kind of add a little bit of like gamification to the event.
I like that.
And almost guarantee that people at least make 10 connections. And then another question I want to just throw in there, because Janet asked, and then we're at the time, so I want to make sure that you let people know where to find you, where they can get a ticket. If a potential sponsor that doesn't necessarily align with the event, how do you go out the box to give them the spotlight that they deserve if they're willing to sponsor?
So it depends on it depends on the business, right? For instance, last year we had a few OnlyFans professionals that wanted to sponsor. A few women that was like, look, I got a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm using it other ways, but I would love to sponsor what you got going on. We we give them space to use their LLC, whatever that may be, to put that on the step and repeat. We allow them to maybe what do we do? Oh, we allow them to be a part of the scholarships and grants, right? So what will happen is Alluvione is backed by a nonprofit, and this is how you get the bread. All right. Because if you got an LLC, that's cool. If you got a corporation, an S corp, whatever, that's cool. But most companies, most people that are savvy, they're not going to give you the bread unless they know they're going to get something back off top. So off top, what we do personally, we are backed by One Love Los Angeles, which is our partnering 501c3. Because of that, all the money goes directly through them, which means that every LLC, every business, every person that's a sponsor is technically donating to a nonprofit that supports our cause. We have matching causes. So they're off top getting no tax write-off. And that right there is how it's like, bing, tax write-off. I like that. And so they get their thank you letter from the 501c3, which is their proof of donation, of sponsorship. And then that's your tax write-off. And then that money goes directly to Alluvione, and then we do what we need to do with it, whether it's going towards the grants or going towards the scholarships. And in regards to that, we make sure that we shout out via social media and on the mic the companies that have given specifically for those scholarships, for the grants that we give away. We gave away, we just gave away a small $500 grant last year, and that was our Gloria Carmen's Believers grant. And the thank you letters from that, showed, hey, you gave this much that went towards the Gloria Carmen Believer grants, so on and so forth, and then everything else went towards yada yada yada. And so proof. Tax write-off is really how you get your companies companies that are not technically connected to what you have going on to give, because they're looking for a tax write-off.
100%, man. So thanks a lot so much. I think you answered Janet's question. She said hit you with the boom. Ooh. So thank you so much, man. So as we are wrapping up the show, why don't you let the people know where they can find you, how they can tap in, how they can find more information about Levi Lawrence III, how they can buy a ticket for this year's Alluvione or support as a sponsor. And listen, my channel is blowing up right now, so forgive me, y'all. Make sure you let them know how to tap into you and also the event.
So if you're not already following me, which I'm seeing a lot of names that are already following me, you can follow me at Levi Lawrence III. If you want to follow Alluvione specifically, the IG is the Alluvione.org. That's the ALLUVIONEORG. And you can click the link in my bio. You can click the link in Alluvione's bio. You can click the link in B's bio, Stizzo's bio, and the link will be there to purchase your ticket, whether it's the general admissions, the VIP, or the Alluvione experience. And if you want to check out the website itself, you can go to www.thealluvione.com. And from there, you can check out everything that has to do with Alluvione. And if you click the events, they'll drop down. You can see 2022 Alluvione LA Mixer. And in regards to sponsors, right under there, it says sponsor. You click that, bloop, bloop, or partner, bloop, bloop, and it'll pop up. You'll see the entire deck. If you keep scrolling, you'll read through it, maybe decide whichever sponsorship you want to take, and you go all the way back to the top, and it says click here. And that here will be underlined and capitalized. Boom, you click there, and you could insert the amount that you want to sponsor right then and there. And then boom, boom, you're in there like swimwear. All right. Also, and then I would say to keep it safe, email the info at thealluvione.com and let them know, hey, just sponsored, yada, yada, yada. Just that way it doesn't get mixed up with anything. You know how technology be acting up sometimes. And
that's
then
true. 100%. I would say that.
Confirmation. That way you sent it there, you emailed as well. Now it's confirmation. We'll email you back and to confirm. Boom, boom. Now you're in there. You're good.
Sounds good to me, bro. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys tap into Levi Lawrence III. What I'm gonna do real quick is drop his Instagram below, Levi Lawrence. I. You guys to tap in. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. I got another amazing guest on the show. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are going to be me pre-recorded because I'm going to be at a conference in Atlanta. But I got to make sure that I deliver the fire to y'all every single day, right? So make sure you tap in tomorrow. Levi, appreciate you, bro. We got TNT tomorrow. Listen, you got to make sure that you get a ticket for Louvione, man. This year is going to be incredible. And your next business partner or that funding you need or that information you need or whatever you need to do to get to that next level is at Alluvione. So if you're not there, you're going to miss out. And on this Imperfect Action Show, we don't miss out. We take imperfect action and get it done. All right, guys. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Levi, I appreciate you. Peace.
Peace.